Chosen one, pause right here. Don't scroll. Don't rush. Don't let your mind wander for even a moment, because what you are feeling right now is not coincidence. Something in your spirit reacted the second your eyes landed on this message. Something deep inside you whispered, "Pay attention." And that is because heaven has been waiting for the exact moment when you would slow down long enough for God to speak directly. You think you just stumbled onto this video, but the truth is you were guided here, tugged here, pulled here by a presence that has been walking beside you long before you ever realized you weren't walking alone. You have been carrying so much in silence, trying to look strong for everyone else while your own heart has been tired. You have smiled through storms, held yourself together when no one checked on you, and fought private battles behind closed doors. You felt like nobody saw you, but God did. He saw the nights you cried without making a sound. He saw the moments you forced yourself to keep going when your soul begged for rest. He saw every hurt you tried to bury, every fear you hid, every prayer you whispered, hoping heaven heard you, and heaven did. You have spent years thinking you were just coping, just handling life, just doing what you had to do. But the truth is infinitely deeper. You have no idea who you really are. What you thought was resilience was actually divine reinforcement. What you thought was your intuition was actually spiritual discernment. What you thought was your strength was actually the hand of God carrying you through places your feet couldn't stand on their own. Chosen one, your spirit has been active even when your body was tired. You have been fighting unseen battles, interceding without knowing it, protecting people without understanding why you felt their pain. You have been spiritually awake long before your mind could comprehend the depth of your calling. That is why your heart feels things before they happen. That is why people confide in you without knowing why. That is why you walk into a room and feel the atmosphere shift. Heaven has been whispering over you for years. If they only knew how much is inside of them. If they only knew why darkness feared them. If they only knew the magnitude of their calling. And today, right now is the moment God stops whispering and starts revealing. You aren't just watching a video. You are being awakened. Before we go any deeper into this revelation, I need you to do something right now. If you felt something stir in your spirit the moment this video began, if you recognize yourself in what is being spoken, type "I am chosen" in the comments. Not only is this engagement, but it's also spiritual activation. When you type those words, you're letting people know who you are. It sounds like you agree with what heaven has been saying to you. Don't just take this word in passively. Take an active role in your awakening. Type "I am chosen" right now and let your message go up to heaven. Listen up, chosen one. I have something to tell you that will finally make sense of years of tiredness, confusion, and emotional weight that you could never explain. Because your spirit has been working so hard, your body has been tired. Your spirit always knew what was going on around you, even when you didn't understand what you were feeling. Your spirit has been watching over you, praying, interceding, protecting you, and making decisions for a long time, even before you knew how to write about it. That's why some days you feel tired even though you didn't do much. That's why your energy drops quickly when you're near some people. This is why you feel heavy for no reason. It's not being weak. It's a spiritual thing to do. Some nights you couldn't fall asleep and stayed awake, staring at the ceiling and feeling something in the air, but not being sure what it was. That wasn't stress. Spiritual tension was building up in your spirit. You sometimes felt like you had to pray right away, even though you didn't know why. It wasn't a coincidence. Before your mind could understand, it was your spirit responding to something heaven showed you. You felt like you couldn't handle things at times, but as soon as you cried out to God, peace came over you like a flood. That wasn't just short-term relief. It was your spirit getting back in touch with its source. You've always felt different because you are different. Other people only live through their bodies, but you've been spiritually aware since you were a child. You could read the room at any time. You could tell when someone wasn't being honest. You knew there was danger before it showed up. Even if someone smiled, you could tell when they were hurt. You're not making it up. Your spirit has been trained, sharpened, and strengthened by every battle you've been through. You've been carrying things that other people have never had to. Other people didn't even know you were lifting spiritual weight. And because of that, your fights have always been harder. Your problems went on longer. Even though your heartbreaks were deeper, you got through them. It wasn't that your body was strong. It was that your spirit wouldn't break. God gave you the strength to fight. A guardian, an intercessor, or a watchman. Along with living, you watch over, understand, feel, and walk through life in a way that most people will never understand. Now, heaven is telling us the truth. Today, even though you couldn't carry yourself, your spirit did. Being tired never meant you had lost. It showed how spiritually strong you were. If this realization clears the fog you've been living in and helps you understand why your journey has been so hard, click the like button right now. Not only do you show support for this channel when you click like, but you also mark this moment as important in your spiritual journey. Yes, I accept this truth about who I am. You say that one click marks the exact moment you woke up. More people who need to see this message will be shown it. Because of this click now, let this be your agreement with what heaven has told you about your life. Okay, chosen one. This is the truth that will finally explain the strange weight you've been carrying all your life. You didn't always have the right to fight a battle. You carried weights that had nothing to do with your own life. The sadness came on quickly and had nothing to do with what you were going through. There were times when fear came out of nowhere even though everything was fine. There was no way you were crazy. Your spirit was fighting battles before they happened. There was war going on around you that had nothing to do with yourself, but everything to do with the people you were connected to. Your spirit is sensitive because that's how it was meant to be. You've always known what would happen before it did. You've always been able to tell what people were thinking before they said it. You have always been able to sense a change in a room before anyone else did. There was no paranoia there. Seeing things spiritually was that God often put you as a shield in places where other people were weak because of this gift. Attacks couldn't reach people who didn't know they were in danger because you were there. You have saved your family from tragedy that will last for generations. You prayed storms away from people who didn't even believe in prayer. You have hearts that protect you that didn't protect you. The enemy went after you because if they killed you, they would have had to reveal everything you were hiding. Your spirit has been under a lot of spiritual pressure that would have broken other spirits. Because of this, the stress you felt didn't fit with your life. That's why the weight went away on its own. That's why you were tired even though nothing was wrong. Heaven gave you battles to fight spiritually. Because God knew He could count on you. You were praying, intercepting, and conducting spiritual battles. You have carried the pain of others who haven't said a word. You knew what it was like for someone to be sad before they told you the story. Before the knife touched your back, you knew someone was lying to you. You felt your heart break at midnight because you heard the spiritual cry of someone far away. You weren't making those things up. Your spirit was doing the job it was made to do. Pay close attention as you stand in the gap. Because of who you were in the natural, the enemy didn't attack you. He hit you because of the spirit person you are. Your prayers break up the darkness. Your presence changes the mood. Your spirit has power that hell is afraid of. This is the reason why your life has been so rough. Your fight isn't just for yourself. Chosen one. Take a deep breath and pay attention. Chosen one. You got through things that should have broken you. You walked through seasons that most people would have been broken by. You went through heartbreaks that could have made you never open your heart again. You were lied to, which should have made you angry. You stood through storms that could have sunk your faith. At the same time, you are not only standing, but also growing, waking up and rising. You didn't just get through it. In the fire, you changed. It was the pain that tried to bury you that God used to grow your strength. The betrayal that was meant to make you tough turned out to be the thing that cleaned your heart. The loneliness that tried to cut you off from everyone else turned into a holy place where God showed Himself more clearly than ever. You didn't just make it through those fights. Divine lessons were taught to you by them. Every wound you got turned into knowledge. It's possible to make progress because of every tear you shed. Every moment you wanted to give up but kept going added another layer of spiritual power to your life that you could not shake. That's why your enemy fought so hard. Because of this, your storm was longer than everyone else's. That's why people you loved turned against you and you fought battles no one else could see. Hell knew what you were made of by heaven. Hell saw what would happen and attacked the present. Because hell knew how important your job was. It did everything it could to break you before you could fully awaken. But here's the truth that they didn't expect. You were not going to make it. He was putting you back together from the inside out. He was making you stronger, smarter, deeper, more compassionate, more spiritually sharp, more emotionally healthy. And more in line with His will than you could have been without the fire. Those fights didn't make you lose who you are. You found yourself. The you that you walked into those storms is not the same you that you walk out of them. That old self had to die so that the chosen, anointed, real, you could come out. Please know that every seed you plant in this mission grows into a torch that shines in someone else's darkness. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our community, does not go to a channel. Your actions are supporting a divine mission to save lost souls. But more than your support, we want your presence. When you head to our community through the link in the description or the pinned comment, you aren't just visiting a site. You are entering a community of like-minded believers. This is a sanctuary where you can post your prayer requests, lift up the burdens of others, and engage in daily discussions with a family that speaks the language of faith. Whether you are joining one of our membership tiers for deeper study, sowing a seed of faith, or simply joining our daily morning prayers, you are helping us build a global altar of worship. Heaven moves through willing voices, but it grows through a community that stands together. Each gift you give acts as living water for those in our community seeking healing and hope. Give and it will be given to you is the promise that sustains our shared mission. I invite you now to step out of the shadows and into this circle of prayer. Come with purpose. Join the conversation and plant your seed in fertile ground. Let's open the heavens together. Release your seed today. Join our community and see what God brings back into your life. What the enemy meant to destroy, God turned into something beautiful. But that wasn't really you. That's what you turned into to keep your heart safe. The watched over you, the quiet you, the strong but worn out you, the way you think too much, the lonely you, those were not your real names. Those were identities for survival. Those versions were only temporary. Your spirit took them on so you could get through times that were trying to break you. Now, though heaven says that time is over, that version of you has done its job. It's time to meet the real you. You are not the pain you went through. God put you in this world for a reason. You are not the wounds other people left behind. God promised that you would heal. You are not the rejection that made you feel bad. Heaven accepts you and wraps itself around you. You have been seeing yourself through the lens of what happened to you instead of the lens of the one who made you for too long. Life gave you names like broken, alone, not enough, too much, unseen, used, and forgotten. Don't believe them. But in heaven, you are called different things like chosen, anointed, protected, set apart, redeemed, strengthened, and appointed. Other people only saw a short-term version of you. There was the version that walked with a limp, had wounds, kept quiet to avoid conflict, and turned off its light to make other people feel safe. They judged you based on the part of your story that God was healing, not the part He was writing. They saw your scars, but not what you were meant to do. They could hear your prayers, but not your silence. They thought you were alone when you were actually being separated by God. They thought you were weak because they didn't know that God was making you whole again. God is taking off all the weight of all your false identities. That anger wasn't you being numb. Not you. You, not them, are to blame. Not you, the fear. Those were responses how people felt about spiritual battles. They were like temporary armor you wore when you didn't feel safe. But now God is fixing the heart that was hidden behind the armor. He is taking off the layers of survival to show you the person He always knew you to be. Because heaven knows who you are, even if the rest of the world doesn't. You have been picked. Now your true self is starting to show itself. I have a very important question for you. Have you yet signed up to follow this channel? Today is the day you need to do it if you haven't already. You are not only following content when you click the subscribe button and turn on notifications. You are also setting yourself up to receive ongoing prophetic revelation that is just for you. These messages are meant to wake you up and confirm your spiritual identity. You didn't connect, so don't miss the next word that heaven has for you. Please click subscribe right now. Do something about that alarm bell. This is your promise to stay in touch with your chosen one who is awakening. With all your heart, enter this moment. For what I am about to say is not just comfort. It is revelation. You are now in a divine season where God is removing all the layers that life put on top of who you are. For years, you've looked at yourself through foggy glasses, not sure of who you are or what greatness lies inside you. But now, heaven is making it easier for you to see. The real you has always been there, hidden under the weight, the pain, the history, and the expectations of others. God is about to show it to you. You don't need to change into a different person for this next part of your life. It's about remembering someone very old, someone God made before time began. You are stronger than the storms you went through. The real you has knowledge that you didn't have to study for. The real you is spiritually wise, knows what's right, and is deeply connected to heaven. Kind without being worn out, brave without being mean, loving without crossing lines, and modest without hiding. That's who you really are. God is waking up the part of you that was shut down by trauma and disappointment. The persona of you that hell hoped you would never find is being called forth by Him. This is because once you know who you really are, darkness can't control you. This is the reason you've been feeling changed lately. Why some things don't interest you anymore. Why you can't take any more drama, negativity, or connections that aren't deep. What your spirit wants. Peace, depth, truth, and stillness. That's the real you coming back. That's your soul getting back in line. God is separating you from things that take away your identity and connecting you to things that make your purpose come alive. This isn't loss. It is cut. This is not being alone. It's getting ready. This isn't nothing. It's moving around. Listen to this. You didn't know you had gifts inside you until God shows them to you. It will be clear soon. There is more spiritual authority. Your intuition is getting stronger. Your peace is getting stronger. How open you are to the Holy Spirit is rising. You won't have to knock on every door that opens. Chances that you didn't look for will come to you. People will be drawn to the good in you. Even if they don't fully understand why, you'll start to see yourself the way God has always seen you. Picked, able to, valuable, given out, taken care of. The real you is coming out. Once this unveiling starts, you'll never again try to fit into spaces that are too small for you. You were told by God to rise above. This is your time for spiritual growth. Your divine self is coming out into the light. For one more thing I want you to do before I speak the prophetic word over you. Spread this message. But don't just share it. It's important to share it with the person who came to mind while you were watching. You know who they are very well. No one sees the person who has been carrying weight. That person's spirit has been fighting battles they don't understand. The person who needs to know they've been picked. This is more than just a video. When you share this word, you are giving another warrior who has been fighting alone a way to stay alive. Heaven rewards people who help others become who they are. Right now, click share. Send it to that one person. Watch how God wakes someone else up through your obedience. Chosen one, I want you to stop and think about something holy as you take in everything that was said over your spirit today. This moment is not a fluke. This isn't just another video. This isn't noise in the background. This is an appointment from God. Heaven has been getting you ready for this moment. Right now, the Spirit of God is speaking a prophetic word over your life. No matter if you close your eyes, raise your hands, or just let these words sink in, please take this in with all of your spirit. You have been through too much, seemed too much, prayers were too strong, and there were too many times of silence for this moment not to mean something. God isn't just making you feel better. He is claiming who He is over you. God bless you in the powerful name of Jesus. All of your hidden strengths are coming to the surface. Things that seem to be dormant will start to move. What seemed unclear before will become clear. You will fully awaken all of your spiritual gifts that have been locked away, such as discernment, wisdom, authority, peace, compassion. And I say that the weight you've been carrying, the heaviness that's been sitting on your shoulders for years is killing your spirit. Now is the time to step into freedom. It will feel like the first time you've ever breathed. Let go of old hurts, fears, identities, and expectations. I declare that every burden you carried for generations, whether you knew it or not, is being lifted by God. Things that used to happen in your family will no longer happen. Things that stole from other people won't happen to you. Attacks that were meant to hurt you will become stories that help you grow. Every blessing that has your name on it, every open door, every divine connection, every breakthrough, every chance, and every answered prayer will find you easily and clearly. You won't miss what God has planned. What God has sealed will not be lost. Chosen one, this is the time of year when your identity and your destiny come together. The way you walk will change. You are going to talk differently. You'll have a different view. Not because you want to get better, but because your spirit is becoming more aware of who you really are. You're not like most people. You aren't a stranger. We haven't forgotten about you. God Himself has picked you, anointed you, put you in charge, and covered you. As this awakening grows inside you, know that helping with this mission is not a joke. It is a sign from God. You can support this work through the link in the description or the pinned comment. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our Ko-fi community. By doing so, you become part of Jesus' plan to save souls who are still stuck in fog. Every seed turns into light that fights against darkness. If you water others, you will be watered yourself. Jesus says, this is not history. It is a living promise about your future. Come into this moment with faith and a plan. What God has already planned for your life can be unlocked through your giving. I'd like to extend a personal invitation to you before you leave this holy moment. What you just went through is strong. But there is a deeper level for those who have been chosen and want to walk in all of their spiritual authority. You can get to our inner community, a safe place just for awakened warriors who are learning how to use their prophetic gifts. Through the link in the description, you will find advanced teachings on spiritual warfare, monthly activations, and a group of other chosen ones who understand the path you are on. Inside, this isn't just another group. It is a spiritual armory where your skills get better and your identity is always confirmed. For those who feel called to go even deeper, the link is in both the description and the pinned comment. You can also choose not to use our prophetic journals and activation guides, which were made especially for warriors like you who are going through awakening times. Stay in touch if this message spoke to you. If you want these prophetic words to keep guiding you on your journey, subscribe to this channel. Have a great day. Chosen one. Your true self is coming out and heaven is happy about it. They were wrong about who you are. You are what God says you are. Keep your head up and your spirit wide awake as you walk in that truth. You are about to enter your divine future. But remember, this breakthrough is not for you alone. Your testimony is the bridge someone else will use to reach their own miracle. Archangel Michael is inviting you to visit community through the link in the description or the pinned comment. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our community does not go to a channel. Your actions are supporting a divine mission to save lost souls. By joining our like-minded community, you are no longer praying in isolation. You are adding your voice to a global sanctuary where we discuss the Word daily and stand in the gap for one another. This is not poetry when Jesus says give and heaven will open over you. On this platform, every seed you plant turns into oil for your destiny, fire for your calling, and a hedge of safety for your family. Now is your time. Step into our community prayer wall. Share your heart, and as you give, watch God multiply what you let go of. Let's finish this journey together. Visit our community now. Join the family and see your heavens open. Before we get to the end of this powerful story, let's reflect on this deep truth. You did not find this message by accident. This is a divine appointment meant specifically for you. You are being invited into a protected, faith-filled community at the link in the description and pinned comment. A place where divine abundance is not just a hope but a promise built on the Word. By heading to the site right now, you are unlocking access to a sacred community of like-minded believers. When you join our membership tiers, you gain immediate entry to powerful content, daily devotions, and divine insights that are hidden from the world. This is your chance to enter a sanctuary where you will receive spiritual guidance, unwavering support on our prayer wall, and speedy progress toward your destiny. Do not let this moment of destiny pass you by. Your breakthrough is waiting. Join our inner circle through the exclusive link in the description. This is how you guarantee you never miss the personalized messages and spiritual warfare tools meant to elevate your life. If you feel called to deepen your connection, the link is waiting for you in both the pinned comment and the description. For those who want to amplify this work and carry the light home, you can find our guided ebooks and Bibles in the pinned comment. Whether you join as a member or sow a seed through our resources, your presence and energy change the world. Take the step. Your abundance awaits.